I'm Heather Vale Goss, otherwise known as the Unwrapper, and I wanted to share something with you today that's a personal development lesson, and it's also an interviewing lesson. So 7 or 8 years ago, when I first started interviewing self-help experts for my original podcast, Success Unwrapped, they would share with me a lot of stories about what they had gone through, tragedies that they had been through, challenges that they had overcome, things like rape, things like death, things like illness, things like abuse, things that would make most of us go, oh my God, that's horrible. How did you go through that? I'm so sorry to hear that. And at the end of the interview, I would ask them if they had the chance to go back and to change that and not experience the tragedy, but to live life without it, would they do it? And they always said no. They always said that they would do it again. They would experience that tragedy, that challenge, that adversity again, because it made them who they are today. At the time, I didn't really understand it. I didn't get it. I didn't know why someone would choose to go through something that seemed so horrible. And I think because of that lack of understanding, that's why I had to go through my own challenge, which was an abusive marriage for a few years. And now I totally get it. Now, when people hear my story, they also say, oh, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. That shouldn't have happened. Why didn't you leave sooner? That never should have been like that. But here's the thing. Now I understand. I'm not sorry. I am glad it happened because it made me a stronger person. It made me a better person. It made me more compassionate. It made me more open. It made me better able to relate to my interviewees. And those might seem like they're completely not connected. Like, how can a personal tragedy help you in business? But not only are we all interconnected, but the areas of our lives are, of course, interconnected. We have a business side. We have a personal side. We have a family side. We have a social side. We have a financial side. It's all going to be in balance within each other. There's an up for every down. There's a positive for every negative. There's a yin for every yang. You can't get rid of that. But what you can do is look for the positive in the negative. Look for the silver lining in the cloud. Now, this is not about the positive thinking movement, because a positive thinker is going to try to deny that the negative happened. They're going to try to ignore that the negative happened. And, oh, I'm just going to be so happy. Oh, I just love my life. But when you do that, as you've probably heard, what you resist persists. So I don't think denying it is the answer. I don't think denying it is going to help you overcome it. What helps you overcome it is being grateful for the tragedy, not in spite of the tragedy. You're not ignoring the cloud. You're not saying, there's no cloud here. You're saying there's a silver lining within the cloud. What are the gifts? How did it help me grow? Who did it help me connect to? How did it help me develop? How did it help me evolve? What did I benefit from it? Now, granted, when you're going through your challenge, whatever it is, and we all have them, when you're in the midst of it, it feels horrible. It feels terrible. It's like, why is this happening to me? Make it stop. But the only way to make it stop is to stop dwelling on how horrible it is and to realize, okay, everything does happen for a reason. There's a reason this happened. This is the reason it happened. It's helping me grow. It's helping me develop. It's helping me become stronger. It's helping me become more compassionate. Whatever it is, you find the gift in that, and that's the only way to make it stop. Because then, all of a sudden, it doesn't feel so horrible anymore. So there's nothing to make stop. Then you can be happy that it happened. You can be grateful that it happened because there's no reason not to. So just like those people I interviewed in the past, and I'm sure there's going to be many more in the future, they didn't want to get rid of that challenge. You don't have to want to get rid of that challenge either. I hope this helped. I hope this helped you both in your personal life, overcoming challenges, and I hope it helped you relate to others as well. You can't judge what another person goes through until you walk in their shoes. And I was judging, and I had to walk in the shoes, and I walked 100 miles in those shoes, and that's cool. They hurt, yes, and I'm glad I took them off. I'm not going to walk in those particular shoes again, but I had to learn the lessons in order to be there. So I hope this helped you, and keep unwrapping your success.